I want to see the lab manual.
You have to notice
Cross section of the small intestine. Which parts of the small intestine, I don't care. I'm not going to go into that much detail because there are different glands in different areas. Here we have the tunica mucosa. Here you have the tunica submucosa, tunica muscularis, tunica on the outside serosa, which is the visceral peritoneum. Same thing. Going back to the tunica mucosa, here you have villi. In the center of the villi will be a lymph lacteal to pick up the lipids. All these little blue dots represent goblet cells for lubrication. Here you have lymphoid tissue. You can call it lymphoid tissue. You can call it Peyer's or Peyer's patches. You can call it gut-associated lymphoid tissue or MALT. You can call it mucosal-associated lymphoid tissue or MALT. Any one of those terms, just so it's one of these things that I know it's lymphoid tissue.
It's different from the nodules.
Okay. Does it say lymph on there?
Yeah,
You're fine.
Lymphoid nodules.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically a lymph node without the connective tissue covering. So it's lymphoid tissue or lymph nodule. Or you have any of those terms that once you know what to look. Here you have the two layers of muscle. The inner layer is circular, the outer layer is longitudinal. Because this is a cross section, without hitting you, that goes around like this. So the inner layer is circular, the outer layer is longitudinal. And again, here's the layers of the serosa. So here you have everything that I would wind up asking you on this guy.
Okay. What else? You did the pancreas? Oh, the pancreas?
The biggie?
The big one.
I'm sorry, the outer layer, longitudinal.
On longitudinal muscle is the outer layer, circular muscle is the inner layer. I'm going to smash that thing. Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Dealing with this, here you have the pancreas again. Here you have the pancreatic duct. Up here is the accessory duct. On this one, you can see the common bile duct coming in where they combine into the duodenal papilla. Here you have plica circularis again. Here you have the three parts of the pancreas. On this one that's a little bit different, they show you, here you have the cystic duct. I'm sorry, here is the gallbladder. Here is the cystic duct with the spiral valve. Here you have the right and left hepatic ducts, which I would not ask you on this model because you really can't see that there's two separate ones there. On the other model, on that one I can ask you, not on this one. On that one though, I really couldn't ask you the common hepatic duct because it's like 1 millimeter long. Here, I have a nice target. When the common hepatic duct meets the cystic duct, it becomes the common bile duct. Now we do the blood vessels. Here again is the celiac artery, giving rise to 3 blood vessels. Here you have the left gastric, here you have the splenic, here you have the common hepatic. Now this guy splits off. This now becomes the hepatic artery proper. Now that it splits off, we have a split here. Now that it splits off, this is going to be in between the stomach and the duodenum. So this is the gastroduodenal. Here you have the right gastroepiploa coming off, meaning this here is the pancreatico-duodenal. The part coming from the top is the superior pancreatico-duodenal. The part coming from the bottom is the inferior pancreatico-duodenal.
You want to ask him about this? I'm going to ask him to go over it, so if you want, come over.
This one does not really show hepatic portal system that well.
Oh, no, tell me to go
It'll
over
show
there.
the splenic vein.
All over there.
It'll show the superior mesenteric vein, but it doesn't show inferior. It doesn't show when these two come together, so you really don't know when it's the hepatic portal vein.
Okay. And the liver? Professor, the last one? Yeah, the liver.
Okay, let's deal with it. Okay, you got the liver. 4 lobes of the liver. I gave you 2. Right lobe, left lobe.
Yeah.
Okay? Here is the round ligament, what's left of a blood vessel before birth. Here you have the falciform ligament, which does the separation. Again, there's other little lobes, but these are the two main ones. There you have the inferior vena cava. There you have the hepatic veins leading into the inferior vena cava. Looking on the underside, here you have the gallbladder. Here you have the cystic duct. Here you have the right hepatic duct. Here you have the left. The common hepatic is here. It's not even the width of this pointer. That's why I would ask you it on this guy. Once these combine, here is the common bile duct. So there you have those particular blood vessels.
Professor? Oh, go ahead.
No,